Veterans re-entering civilian life face many challenges, including finding viable employment. Hi, I'm Monta Williams. Welcome to this special edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. Today, we're on location in Atlanta, Georgia, to learn how one company is building on the diverse perspectives, experience, and leadership capabilities our veterans have, and why they make such excellent employees.
Housing in the United States continues to be one of the prime drivers of the economy. But building and renovating homes requires enormous quantities of materials. Getting all that stuff to contractors that need it is a massive undertaking. One emerging powerhouse in this arena is US LBM.
We partner directly with the builders. So they'll bring us a set of blueprints, we'll create a schedule, we'll deliver it, on site to make sure it's there the day before or the day of, that the installers will be there. So it's really highly coordinated. That's really the role we play.
And we supply products from the structural frame all the way to the interior finishes of a house, to include the doors and trim and the windows that you see in a new home.
But the overriding culture of US LBM's national network of divisions, including Brand Vaughn here in Atlanta, is much more than just nails and lumber.
It makes me feel pretty, heartwarming to know that they're providing more places to live for families and even single people.
We're definitely a people-first company. We believe in doing the right things. We're pretty patriotic. What we're building are homes for people, which is a big part of the American dream. So it's a fairly patriotic endeavor.
Patriotic and profitable.
We've grown quite a bit, throughout the years. We started with just a handful of locations in 2009, and currently we have about 470 locations. We're in 35 states, give or take. And the main reason was it was a very fragmented industry. A lot of small independent dealers in each different market. The opportunity was there to start to consolidate some of these local dealers into a much larger brand, a national brand, if you will, with scale and size and the advantages that come with being a large company, but also keep a very local feel. We chose US LBM really for lumber and building materials, and the US is really about us. It was for the people.
US LBM, through their multiple acquisitions, is streamlining how home builders purchase their supplies, and that's only part of the story. Coming up, we're going to meet the team responsible for US LBM's ongoing success. Welcome back to this special edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. Next up, let's meet some of the US LBM's dedicated team members, who are, as you guessed it, military veterans.
It really starts with our CEO that puts the message out there that veterans are an important part of our organization, that we create an environment that we want veterans to be successful. I think that's kind of a big deal that starts with our upper leadership team that says, hey, we think that the veterans are important to us. We think that they naturally fit inside of our business. US LBM has driven the strategy of having a veterans engagement group.
Inside our company, we have employee resource groups, and we have one just for veterans. It's run by veterans. They support themselves. They mentor each other. They create events for each other. They're a big part of our charitable giving.
Just curious to see what my schedule looks like today.
Yes.
I'm the chairman of the Veterans Associate Resource Group here at USLVM. One of our missions and our goals is to advance the veteran associates here for USLVM. We try to build them by offering personal professional development, recruitment, retention of veteran associates, and community involvement and community engagement for the vets that are here. Not only the veterans, but the families of veterans and the veteran spouses. I absolutely think that the strong veteran community is here because of, what and who USLVM is. I think one of the reasons that the Veteran Resource Group has been able to thrive is because of that leadership and care that is the culture here.
USLVM is really good at outreaching to the veterans and just asking them to lead or participate in events like this.
As far as a veteran experience at a local level, we do have several things that we do. We as a company have always recognized veterans on appropriate dates, whether it's Veterans Day. We try to explain what Memorial Day is and things like that. A lot of people get Veterans Day and Memorial Day mixed up a little bit. I've tried to pull in other people who have no military experience to just handle flag duty or be part of any announcement that is related to Veterans Day or any veteran appreciation. When the opportunity arises, I take it.
A positive can-do attitude is a quality that all these veterans display every single day at US LBM. It's also in line with the company's pro-veteran policies.
The experience in the military was very beneficial to what I do here because it kind of taught me how to respect people and talk to people and just work as a team. I was 18 years old when I first joined the Army. The only place I've been, like as far as deployment, was the Southwest border mission down in Texas, guarding the border, the US border and the Mexico border. I joined the military just to have a better life and for the experience that'll really benefit me in many ways. It's kind of a family tradition also. I come from a long line of military people in my family.
I think that USLBM does look for traits that we typically gain in the military. It makes the processes a lot easier. I was in the U.S. Air Force and I joined actually at 15, so I was in the delayed entry program for 2 years and then finished my paperwork when I was 17, and I believe it was 2 weeks after graduation, just turned 18, I went to basic training. Once I went through basic training, I had actually chosen to go into avionics. Found out I had a little bit of a sight issue and my depth perception's not that great, so they said, we're not gonna let you work on avionics. We think you'd be better suited working on nuclear weapons. It was all underground. We'd spend anywhere from 8 to 10 hours, maybe 12 at the max, in a silo. One of the most interesting things about it is anyone that I knew growing up, they'd ask me, well, what are you doing? And trying to explain that to them and for them to get the concept and really form some sort of view of it was quite interesting without going into too much detail. So some part of it was just being patriotic, but the other was teamwork. It was a brotherhood. And that was some of the things that I was looking for. I wanted to be part of something bigger.
You can take Marine Corps values of honor, courage, commitment. Those are the 3 traits, and you can take those to any job and they'll appreciate it. I was 18. I joined December 10th, 2017. I went to boot camp and I graduated boot camp March 9th of 2018. I joined to become part of something bigger than me. I just wanted something more meaningful. I wanted that experience. I wanted to be the best. That's what the recruiters tell you when you join the Marine Corps. We are the best. We have the hardest training. It takes some endurance and some mental fortitude to make it through boot camp. It was very meaningful. It was the most meaningful moment of my life thus far.
So veterans inside USLBM, we have kind of a common mission. I like to say that, there are America's finest, and to work inside USLBM, you're being part of the American dream. A lot of what we do is process driven. A lot of it is having the same mission. All this really drives through process, and I think military folks are kind of just trained that way, to have a process, to have a mission, and have a goal, and it's no different than what we try to expect of our associates inside USLBM. So in 1991, I took some time off from school, and on the way to work, I ended up driving by an Army recruiter's office, went in that day and signed up. It happened to be 2 weeks after the first Gulf War of 1991. And went in and signed up, and 2 weeks later I was off to basic training. It was a pretty darn good commitment for me because it kept me focused on the task at hand. It taught me a lot of life lessons that I think have carried on to even my career to this day.
US LBM has successfully bought and managed multiple brands, but moving it from point A to point B has been a huge task. Coming up, logistics and trucking are all part of a day's work for our veterans at US LBM. Welcome back. We've seen the scope of US LBM's operations. Now let's meet some of the veterans responsible for moving their prized cargo.
work for a subcategory of US LBM called Heinz Lumber Supply, and I'm a truck driver for them. I deliver lumber, I forklift it off. A typical day for me starts up at 5 o'clock. I'm at work by 6 o'clock. Get whatever load lumber I need, strap it, band it if I need to. It's definitely interesting that so many carpenters, contractors, they've never seen a female driver. I get that weekly, if not daily sometimes, and they're just kind of shell-shocked. I tell them this isn't the first hard job I've done. I started as a Marine, I was a forklift operator. This is just easy day for me.
Inventory control at LBM means to keep up with all the inventory that's in the warehouse, making sure nothing is lost or added to our inventory that shouldn't be there, and just making sure our numbers are correct for the money and the cost of the material. Some of the challenges that I have to overcome here on a daily basis, whenever I do my inventory every day, if the numbers don't align right, I have to go in the system and investigate what's going on. So you have to really take time and figure out what's going on with it. It makes me feel respected. Most young guys, they don't really get the respect from their older peers because they don't really have much of their experience.
I am the Brand Von Trust Manager. It means a lot of things, so it includes rounding up labor, watching budgets, ensuring that our trusses go out on time and on budget, as well as all the logistics involved with that. And those things came from the things I learned in the military. We're always trying to strive to be a team. It's very important to me for others to know what their position and what their duties do to affect others, how it works downstream, to point out the things that if you don't perform your job in a particular fashion, how it affects downstream and how it affects the customer.
As a cybersecurity manager, I oversee all operations, cybersecurity operations for US LBM. Each day we come in, we assess the environment, we see where different attacks are coming in from, whether they're computer-based attacks, internet-based attacks, and from there we really draw up the plan for the day and attack. In the Marine Corps, I served as a cyber network operator, so really the same type of environment, dealing with computers and classified data, sensitive data. So in comparison to what I did in the military, we were guarding nation secrets versus with an organization, we still take the same level of care in protecting the company's assets and data. We are a large organization, and folks realize that we exchange monies for commodities, and everyone wants a piece of money. So they would attack us for customer data. They would attack us for credit card transactions that we're performing out of our stores. Any internet-based attacks would aim to collect more data on customers.
Cyber criminals compromising computer networks has become a leading disruptor to governments and corporations around the world. In response, US LBM has built a robust cybersecurity team comprised of experts from both the corporate arena and military veterans.
Before a particular holiday, we got notice that there was a certain type of attack that came in. We had to respond quick. So we deployed our employees out there. They were crucial in repairing the environment. We replaced all of the machines that were on site, all of the actual servers that were running the business, and were able to really get them back up and running without any major effects.
I'm the Regional Vice President of the South Central Region for US LBM, and that includes states of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. I'm a busy guy. I oversee 7 divisions that represent 4 states. It is a large organization. We have a lot of moving parts. Just like the military has a lot of moving parts. I was an officer in the infantry. Well, there is folks that feed us, there are folks that drive trucks, there's folks that do ordnance, you name it. Same thing inside USLVM. There is not one job inside USLVM. We have a wide variety of jobs. So I think it's the diversity where USLVM is pretty similar to the military.
a variety of positions, diversity, and a deep respect for veterans. US LBM champions our military heroes by respecting their core values while providing rewarding careers.
I'm fascinated that we have so many different opportunities and careers. You can be a truck driver like me. You could be a loader. You could be a salesman, assistant manager, a manager.
I see the next 2 to 3 years of my life here at LBM just me continue to grow and learn more, because there's always plenty to learn here. I want to see where I end up next, and just from the start, you know, I never thought I'd be in this position that I am right now and continuing to grow.
For transitioning military personnel, this organization has an incredible culture. The sense of family that I felt when I joined the organization was incredible. The challenge that I've been given since joining the organization has been fantastic.
I think knowing that you work for a company that gives our associates the time off it takes to do maybe National Guard, or if they get called up full time, to still have a career inside US LBM with this Veterans Resource Group, that they can help each other out, whether it's through career advancement, career advice, or personal challenges that an individual has. How could you not like that inside of an organization? And I think that makes me super proud to be part of an organization that does that.
US LBM, building a better America.
Great to see our hardworking veterans are finding rewarding careers while building America better. I'm Montel Williams. Thank you so much for joining us on this special edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. We'll see you next time.